Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men, women. Um, this is the first episode, the first part of the quarantine session, or quarantine sessions, or just quarantine session, whatever you want to call it. We don't even have to call it, we don't even have to get meta about it. We don't have to call it by name. But yeah, we are just hanging out here at our homes, waiting. That's it. How you been, David?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad. Thank you for having me on air, man. This is like the best thing, man. Better than sleeping in.
See, I wasn't sure like where to go with like doing podcasts now because like no, we're not doing anything now. No one's doing anything.
Right.
I guess like what is there to talk about? And now I guess we're just gonna talk about whatever. We're just gonna go. Think of this, folks, as like an online journal. That's
I
what this
like that.
is.
I like that, brother. I was gonna say too, like me, staying in Vegas. I was getting really bored by myself, and I was like, you know what? Might as well book a flight to Chicago to go see my family. And the best part, the ticket was only $40, free drinks, can't go wrong. And I made it to Chicago. I was like, dang, I missed the food here. This is amazing. And it's nice when you're with family because you don't feel like you're stuck at your room, you know what I'm saying? And bored and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially like because I mean, I don't know how much you've been to Vegas, but especially just sitting inside, especially being around there. I can't imagine that's pretty. I don't know. I mean, it depends. If you are, have you gone on like your daily, like state approved walks yet?
Yeah, well, in Vegas, I didn't. I just stayed in my place and just got depressed and bored because, you just feel like you're in prison. Like the
Well, you
only
just
way,
you just move in, and I mean, you just moved in, and I guess you're just trying to get associated yourself with the inner workings inside your new place. I don't know.
right, right. And I've only been there for
It's
three
depressing.
months. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. So
How
I,
many
I felt
months has it
like
now been in? Like two,
uh,
3,
3 months. Yeah,
3 months. Nice. It's very good.
yeah. So like I felt like being there, it was great when I was working because it kept me busy. But the moment we had the shutdown, I just was like, yo, what am I gonna do with my life? Can't be eating pizzas and mac and cheese with Valentina every day. I'll just get tired of it.
You
So
could though. I mean, you still could. I mean,
yeah,
you still do that.
right. So I was like, you know what? Let me go to Chicago. And honestly, I've been more happier coming here because I get to see my family. I've been running a lot, running my 3 miles just to be out for a little bit. And I know the neighborhood so well, so I don't really feel scared, you know what I'm saying, of getting the corona. Like, I should be okay. But yeah, this definitely is scary that so many people are dying. It went from 1,000 to about 40,000, if I'm not mistaken, in the US.
Yeah, I think there's like a couple 100,000 cases of people who physically have it, and many people who've recovered. Other people, of course, who've been like on ventilators and they've passed away. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into that because it's really depressing thinking about hospitals and stuff like that.
Right,
Like testing, like the whole thing about being in limbo. Are you sure if you're not sure, you gotta like stay away from everyone. Uh, but otherwise, all I've been doing, I've been just been walking around the neighborhoods, different neighborhoods, um, and I've been working on my sky hook, playing basketball, uh, and yeah, I mean that's really much all I've been doing, just practicing the sky hook in basketball because you're close to the hoop, and it's like an unorthodox shot, and it's just like I don't know, it's like a very like fundamental shot, and it's been pretty windy these last couple of days. Like today, it's been very windy, but it's also been because we're what, like day 37 or something. What are we in? Like I'm pretty sure it's something like that, day 37,
yeah,
38. Because
yeah,
I
you're
consider
right.
it to be like Friday of like the week of the 11th, the week when the NBA shut down, uh, the 13th. So I consider the 13th to be like the shutdown, Friday the
Right.
13th, to be the shutdown of everything. and we're here on 421, and it's I don't know. A lot of people are going strong. I mean, we're really embracing it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I think what's also too is that, people, even though this is like a delicate issue of the corona, I noticed that, I don't know if you know this too, people are protesting outside in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and I feel like that's like the worst way to not
It's
let
actually
this
yeah,
the
it's really
virus.
stupid. It's actually
Right, right,
hilariously dumb.
right. And they're like, "Yeah, let's get out of here, folks!" Like rock on. I feel
They're all
like
gonna
when
hang out together like in their little tent.
yeah, like I feel like they're. You remember from Finding Nemo, like the turtles?
Yeah.
They're like, "Yo, dude, no way, we're gonna die." Like I feel like they don't really care. Like
Oh, we'll be
honestly, man.
fine, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
We're all
dude,
just hanging out
fish.
together,
Right. It's like
sharing
they're saying
drinks.
exactly, man. They're like, "Yo, fish are friends, not food." Like Corona is not bad. You know what I'm saying? That's how
I'll have
they
a
think.
Corona with my Corona. You know, that's probably what they're thinking, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, yo, can you guys please go home? We're not trying to get sick. You know, I don't even have my insurance yet. I'm still waiting for Trump care to kick in, if there is one. Not just kidding, but I'm just saying. I just, but I'm just here. Like everybody got to watch out. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough world, man.
Yeah, this is pretty much affected like literally everyone around the globe, and uh, the number of podcasts recordings are going up for sure.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. This is actually my first podcast since maybe like first one that I've hosted like this since maybe like February 1st, because
Oh
I used to do
wow.
the NBA one, and I don't know, I never really got around to doing the rest of it because I was gonna do something maybe related to March Madness. That shut down, of course. The NBA season will probably not going to continue this year. I really miss sports, man. I've gone to the point where I'm playing like a lot of NBA 2K and like NHL 12, and it's gone to the point where I've played so much of both games of NHL 12 and NBA 2K15. So
Yeah.
two like different years, right? NHL
Right.
12 and 2K15. It's gone to the point where both of those games are on January 1st, 2020.
Dang.
So I played so much of both games, or I simulated the games or whatever. It's gone to the point where they're both in 2020. They're both in the same season, the same day.
Wow.
They're both simultaneously happening, and that's how crazy I've gotten with playing these sports games, these meaningless sports games with virtual fans and stuff like that. But I enjoy it.
Dang.
I have fun with it. It's very fun. The hockey game is very challenging. It challenges
Yeah.
me day by day as
Right.
you go deeper and deeper into this quarantine.
Damn.
um, but I've been a couple of books I've been reading that also relate to basketball. One is called Breaks of the Game, which you don't you don't have to that's not a book that people I'm saying oh you should go read this. But on this one, I am saying, which is maybe like $10, $12, $15, something like that. This book, I'm telling you, you should read this book. You should get this book. You don't have to know that much about basketball. You just do the basics and stuff like that. This book will teach you a bunch of stuff about basketball too. Um, Basketball and Other Things. That's what it's called. Basketball and Other Things by Shea Serrano.
Mm.
So I
And
recommend
what's
reading
it?
that book. It's basically the basis, of course, is around basketball, but there's different chapters that revolve like around movies and stuff like that and TV shows. And there's a lot of references to those kind of things too. Um, Kind of like a coffee table book. There's a lot of art in it, and it's the most fun book I've ever read because I'm like a diehard basketball fan, and like I learned so much within that book. I was like, wow, this book is amazing, and it's not just basketball, so just random shit that you'll see in movies and stuff like that. Little head like footnotes and stuff like that that are kind of references to movies or whatever. So yeah, very fun book, basketball and other things. So now, yeah, I'm already feeling that this podcast is just starting to get boring now because I'm talking about these books. But yeah,
No,
get that
no.
book.
I think you're good. No, honestly, I was gonna say that. Speaking of books, this is the best time because I know now a lot of us guys, feel really lonely. I ain't gonna lie, being a single man, stuck in the house, we gotta get
Yo, you know
some,
we gotta get we gotta
action.
get those pickup artist books. That's what we need.
Right, right. And we gotta get some action because there's not a lot we could do besides lotion. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
50
'Cause,
Shades of Grey, bro. Great book.
hey, hey, I like that. I like that. You know what? It's crazy. I was thinking, how can we, like for us guys, right? How can we really get the girls' attention while we're all stuck in this freaking house and to really make them see, like, man, this guy's a real deal, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, we're good looking guys. I mean, I'm gonna give myself I wanted to say a 10 because I'm not tall like Calvin Klein, models, but I'm a 7.2 according to my book. It hasn't hit the world record, but I'm pretty good. But check this out. I'm thinking, all right, this girl's cute, or a friend, like I got a little story to share. So my coworker sends me a message telling me about a book I should read, right? I'm like, okay, all right, let me read this book. I don't know if you read it before. It's called Who Moved My Cheese?
I
And
I have not read a lot of books, so
oh
I'll
man,
get onto it. I'll add it to the list.
this book would change your life. Basically, it talks about change and how there's four types of people. There's people that don't feel like they want to change forever because they're content where they at. And then there's other people that it takes them a while to hit them. I'm sorry, man. It's the sneeze. Don't blame the crowd.
I think we should stop recording. I think it'd be best if we stop seeing each other virtually.
You funny, you funny. But like honestly, so you got that character who doesn't want to change, and then eventually something hits him where he's like, "Man, I really want to change." And then you have other people in the book. There are two other characters who basically they're more like trial and error, right? So I start reading this book. I'm like, man, this book's amazing. 39 pages. I finished like in an hour. And the best part is, I was like, I could use this book for the girls that I like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, let me do this. So I hit up some
You got to
girls. I'm
show
like,
off that book to them.
yeah, yeah. So this is how I played it up. I'm like, girl, you know how we be stuck in this quarantine? And there ain't nothing to do. But I got a game we should play. And she's like, what's the game? She's thinking I'm about to say something sexual, but I'm about to be very smart at this moment. I'm like, girl, how about this? I got this really good book, and I heard it's really good, even though I already read it. It's really good. I think you should check it out, girl. I think, give each other like 2 days to read it. And then I want to ask you about it. I want to like pick at your brain a little bit. And she's like, okay, fine. And then boom, I got to have this wonderful conversation after 2 days for like a whole hour. That could have been like a one text word, but I changed it and bam. So I realized the three things while we're stuck in the house, us guys, is find a book for the girl to read or something, a movie, and have a virtual workout. And the reason why I say you should have a virtual workout is because if you see that girl working out, brother, you're gonna get extra excited than ever before. You're gonna be like, damn, let me show her my skills, girl. Yo, let me show her how to do a right push-up. You can show your chest, turning red and stuff and getting sweaty. Say, oh my gosh, you're so strong. And you're just only like using your fingers to do the push-ups, but you're really doing good stuff, you know what I'm saying? But but yeah, man, what do you think
All about the
about
mental
this?
drive. That's all it is.
Right, right. So what do you think with the, us guys being locked up, being single? What do you think we should do?
Well, I think a great thing to do is go for a run. Play soccer. I think is also very great. I hear a lot of women love guys who play soccer. At least that's what I
Okay.
heard from guys like Ronaldo and Messi.
Oh yeah.
uh, I don't know. I think reading is definitely a good thing. I mean, like reading together is also really great. Like having setups like this, like a Zoom setup or whatever. This is the first time I'm using Zoom, folks. By the way, thank you for noticing, everyone. This is the first time I'm using it, and it's pretty great. Except the real challenge is gonna come like afterwards. So hopefully, like everything's good. But uh, I think like yeah, read like because reading is like it's very much like a movie, right? Like that's kind of what reading is. It's basically like reading through the stories, like otherwise that we'd watch in a movie. So reading along, like being like an audiobook would be pretty cool. Uh, Not great for books that have like a lot of pictures. But I don't know. Oh, biking would be another good one.
Yeah, yeah,
Bringing
that's
out your
good for that.
bike. That's the
That's good.
perfect social distancing equipment.
Oh yeah.
'Cause you can talk and you can ride and you can, you can still ride together while you're 10 feet away from each other.
Right, right. Or go like this on the phone. Yo, check me out.
Yeah, yeah, while you're riding the bike. But yeah, no. Otherwise, I have no idea. I have been very content with my Xbox 360 and my PlayStation 2. I've been very much into the video games, but I need to watch more movies. Because all I've been watching the last couple of days have been old basketball games and like the Michael Jordan or the Bulls documentary or whatever the last couple that came out a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
and just like other random like South Park or whatever, just like other random TV shows. So I need to watch movies, and I know you brought some movies up your sleeve. I unfortunately do not have much recommendations. I could just think of some, but uh, because this is the perfect time to watch as many movies in a day. You can just dedicate days just to watching movies, and next thing you know, you're in day 45 of quarantine. You're like a week later.
Right, right. No, you're right. You're right, man. I was gonna tell you I got like three great shows and movies.
This is perfect. I,
Uh,
I have my list right here. I'm gonna put out my list.
Perfect.
Uh,
But yeah, man, I would say you should start off with the movie Dirt.
Dirt. Okay.
And when I first heard about the movie, I thought it was about like how to plant a seed in the ground. And I was just like, yo, this movie looks stupid. So I was like, I found out it's not even about dirt. It's about the Motley Crue, one of the most famous bands,
Oh,
reckless
right.
bands of all time. And it's so cool because it shows like each of the band member on like their background, where they from, and how they all, even though they had a lot of, obstacles along the way, they became successful. It shows like a true family. It's like really cool because they go to a lot of parties and you get to see it like firsthand how parties are. And I
Oh,
gotta
the
say, man,
action, like you were saying earlier.
yeah, yeah, we gotta get some action going on, man. Being
Yo, we
locked
got it
up.
on the screen. We'll get it on the screen.
There you go, man. Press play. Let's get it. So that movie I would definitely say is great. It has the actor, well, he's not actor, he's the rapper MGK. He's in it. I can't think of the other actors that are famous. Oh, the guy who's Pete Davidson.
Oh yeah, yeah, Pete Davidson. That's right.
Yeah, he's in it. He actually looks like Blue's Clues in the movie. I don't know why he wears the same striped shirt, the green and white shirt that Blue Clues was wearing for the episode. I don't
Oh,
know if you
what's that
remember
guy's name?
Blue Clues.
Steve or something like that.
Steve, yeah, yeah. Here comes dun. You remember that?
I do. I
So,
do. Yeah.
but that movie
Good
honestly has
chair.
everything you need. It has action, it has drama, it has romance. It got everything you need in the book, and you definitely
What
gotta have
about
popcorn.
what about some good like mysteries or thrillers?
Ooh, I got you right there,
Oh,
brother.
beautiful.
Let me get my
Lay it on
glasses
me.
out, cause
Lay it on
I
me.
got you. I got you. So there's a show, actually, not a movie. It's called You
I've heard of that show. I've heard of it. It's on Netflix, right?
on Netflix.
Okay,
Hands
yeah.
down,
I got it. I
one of
got it.
okay, best show I've ever seen. I finished in two
Really?
days.
I heard
Best show.
Westworld's pretty good. That's one that I've been watching. I've been holding off for like 5 years now.
I haven't even seen that one either. So,
I heard that one's pretty good. Westworld, and I'm not really crazy into Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna watch that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's too long.
Same with like Stranger Things. I don't really watch that, but uh, I don't know. I watched Curb. I watched season 10, which is pretty good. If
Okay,
you need the website to that one, I can send it to you. It's a very good
thank,
show. Very
thank you,
funny.
brother.
Um, but yeah, right now I'm watching basketball. This game's going down to like the last second right now, so I'm just looking at my screen. But uh, anyways, like other TV shows, movies, anything,
Yeah, yeah. So like
mysteries.
yeah, yeah. So like I was gonna say, like you, if you watch it, it's basically about a stalker who over obsessed of his crush and eventually gets her as his girlfriend. But you learn along the way that he has like dark secrets that are kind of scary. So it's a thriller slash drama,
Dark Secrets
and
about her or himself.
about himself.
Oh my god, he's a freak.
He's a freak, yeah. But dude, this guy is crazy because he looks like a good-looking dude, and you would never expect someone like him to be a creep. And he is like the next level to the max. Like this guy, just by having your phone number and your Snapchat, he can find your location, he can find your hobbies, he can find everything about your friends and family, and he really puts his research. Like this guy studies you. And the worst part, you could be, let's say, sitting in a coffee shop. He's outside staring at you and learning your moves, learning your daily routine.
Now,
And
is that because the person's Snapchat location was on?
I mean, it could be honestly, brother. I'm even scared he's looking
That
at
is
me.
why I'm so anti-location. I am anti-location when it comes to like
Oh,
phones and Snapchat. I have that off. I know I do. I'd like triple check sometimes. Like, is my Facebook
yeah,
location on? No, it's not. That's
right, right. No, I feel you. It's a very scary
so.
thing,
I
man.
wonder
Really.
if that was like that might have been like part of the thing, but or like if he has like some tracking device or whatever with their phone,
Right,
which is
right.
insane. But I will need to check that out. How long are each episodes?
It's very short. I would say it's about 6 or 7 episodes each season. It's
Like
only
20
two seasons.
minutes?
Yeah, like about 20,
Okay,
30 minutes. It's real
that's
short.
not bad. I can do
Another
that.
show
It's
I
not,
actually,
it's not an
yeah, yeah,
hour or anything. Any movies?
right.
Any
Oh,
movie
I got
around that?
one, another one. I got another one. It's first time I ever seen. So you and I, we like independent films because it really shows other people's talents. So there's a Sundance Festival film that came out that it honestly I would say I would give it a 10 stars. I don't know if you saw on Netflix. It's called Menashe, and it's about a Jewish father with his son, a single father raising his child in a poor neighborhood in New York, but at the same time, even though he's like ultra orthodox, his best friends are all Mexicans, and I love that. Um, seeing that two cultures meshing together, it's amazing because you see the Mexican friends are all speaking in Spanish and a little bit English, and they're drinking hard whiskey together. And I really like that because it kind of shows that, no matter what background you're from, you can have friends. You don't have to keep it with your own race. And I like that. I feel like there's no movie I've seen when it comes down to like a religious movie that I've seen like that, especially with the Mexican culture. Um, it gave me a lot of inspiration, to be honest with you. I began like writing a script I'm like putting together, um and it's like amazing idea. I mean, I could share a little bit of it, but basically I have it where this at a nursing home you have like this old rabbi who happens to live there, and you have a kid who's a teenager who's Mexican, who didn't have a father figure in his life, and that guy basically helped him to be a better person. And I think that's what I'm saying, it gave me ideas.
What was it called again?
Menesha,
How do you spell that?
Menashe.
Ashe. Okay, okay. I will
Yeah,
check this out
great
on
movie, great
Netflix.
movie.
Are
Yeah,
these are all recent, right? For the most
recent.
part.
Yeah, yeah. And another show I would say you will like, um, is On My Block. Have you seen it?
All My Block.
Yeah,
I have not seen it. No.
it's a good show. It feels like Nickelodeon almost. You remember the show Just Jordan?
Just Jordan. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I've came across it. I'm not sure.
It's like he's African American with braids, really funny guy, and he has like a white friend, and then he has one Hispanic friend, and they trying to like basically be like the cool kids in high school, but they're like the lamest in the group. But it's just so funny. Like one day they're like, "Hey, let's be cholos. I think the girls are gonna love us." And they try to be a cholo. They're like, "No, hola, girl, how you doing?" Like they try to do that. So this show is kind of like that, except it's about four characters who are living in like the roughest area in California, but it's so interesting because these kids, you see them like drinking, smoking, and I've never seen a TV show that actually shows that with young kids.
And that was in that movie, right?
Yeah. Oh, I
That
mean,
wasn't in
on the
Just
show.
Jordan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thankfully.
That wasn't just Jordan. They would have kicked him out. He would have got fired. But I think they got that inspiration from that show. And when you see on my block, it's a pretty cool show. I gotta say, it's really funny and little action, but it's I feel like if you need something different, not thriller wise, go check it out, man.
Let's go with one more suggestion, and then
Okay, you ready?
we'll sign off in like the next 5 minutes or something.
Okay, okay. I feel the next one I think you should see is actually another stalker show. It's called
Awesome. Let's
yeah,
do it.
yeah, it's called Dirty John. So
Dirty
are you ready?
John.
Yeah, Dirty John. Now
That's
you
not
ready
about a
for
porta
this?
potty. That's not about that
That
one that I used in
don't
the
worry,
parking lot.
man. Don't worry. I haven't got there yet. Not just kidding, but that's not me. But Dirty John, what's interesting, the main character who's a stalker is the Hulk from Marvel. And the guy and the woman, she's the main character from American Horror Story. So they brought them two together to this
That's
show.
weird, but I
Very
can
weird.
see
Yeah.
that. That's being pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So you got a man who's Hulk, right? But it's perfect because here's the thing. These two that are together, right? The crazy part is that this is based on a true story. So this guy actually did this kind of stuff where he will pretend to be someone he's not, marry the person, kill them or get rid of them, and keep all the properties or the money and move to the next family. Like it's a real hardcore, and it's only one season because it's like a real story, so they had to make it short. But yeah, that's a good one. I would say you could finish probably that like maybe in 3 hours, but it's amazing.
I've heard the Night of is also very good. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't seen that, man. To be
I
honest.
know. I think that's on HBO, but I heard that one's very good. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, man. Like, I miss sports too. Like, usually I watch sports, and these would keep me busy at least for a couple. At least I have like 5 or 6 suggestions here.
Yeah.
And I can focus on not just NHL 12 and 2K15 in the year
Right.
2020. Little do those virtual guys know. Little do they know that we're about to shut everything down.
Right. Right. Right.
The virus has gotten around. At that point in the video game. So, yeah, I think the NFL draft is sometime soon. And honestly, man, I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. People, all I'm hearing about on the radio whenever I've been driving around somewhere is they're about talking about the NFL draft, and I'm done with it. I don't care. Basketball is over this season. I was gonna jump on the NHL bandwagon. The Edmonton Oilers, but then I was like, never that shut down. So yeah, I'm just worried about baseball. That's all. But uh, I don't think it's gonna happen.
And what about have you thought about getting like the new PS5 that's coming out?
Oh my goodness. You might be like the third person, maybe the third person who told me
That's
something
like
about the PS5, and in the last 37 days or whatever it was. uh,
right.
I don't know. If I were to get a new console, it might be the Switch.
Okay. Okay. I
Because
was
you can still play like a bunch of games, and there's also like good exclusives. But PS would have great exclusives like they usually do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Last Behind #2 is coming out. Can't go wrong with that.
I see
They're make
those, just like these movies that you're saying. I don't even know what that is. You're saying these games.
Oh man, but dude, here's the crazy part. PS5, the Sony company, they're actually making a robot for this quarantine situation where you can play instead of playing with the CPU, the computer, you're playing with a robot next to you, an actual robot that actually can communicate with you when you feel lonely. So you can be like, "Hey man, pass the popcorn." You know what I'm saying? He does a little motion. I think it's so hilarious. I'm gonna find out a bunch of dudes are gonna marry these robots to be like, yo, I don't need to buy a sex doll no more. I got myself a robot Sony.
It's slavery. That's what they're building.
Oh man.
But man,
Like
watch today. Watch them. Takeover. That's gonna be the new Takeover. Oh, Black Mirror. That's another one where I need to watch the new season of.
Oh, it's a great show. I haven't seen the new season either.
Hey, we should do a watch party. You know, we could always do that.
Hey, I'm down, man. You bring the nachos, I'll bring the popcorn.
I got the
We'll have a
goldfish right
party.
here. I got the goldfish right here,
Oh,
baby.
cool, man.
Anyways, that's gonna do it for this first episode. I don't know how long we want, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or something. But yeah, we wanted to keep it simple. But we'll maybe try maybe a weekly thing, maybe even bi-weekly, maybe even twice a week, because again, nothing's going on.
Sounds
So
good, man.
see you later, David. Thank you for being on. And this is actually, your idea, getting all this set up. So I think we're gonna make this work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Anytime, man. And feel free for your people out there. Check out Take More Pass It Back. Ain't the best YouTube show I
That's
recommend because
right.
I'm
Yeah,
in it.
I'll vouch for it. It's a good show.
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother.
And we need to rate that on IMDb. We need like a rating thing. We need to put that up.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
Anyways, we'll be back. I don't know, in a couple of days. Well, what is it? Tuesday. We'll be back maybe
Tuesday.
on Friday or Saturday or something. I don't know. We'll be back.
Okay. Sounds
Thanks for
good, man.
listening.